On March 1, 2026, the world was stunned by a seismic event that would reverberate far beyond the borders of Iran. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran and one of the most influential figures in the Middle East, was killed in a daring joint US-Israeli strike on Tehran. The attack, swift and precise, shattered the illusion of invulnerability that had surrounded the regime for decades. His nearly four-decade rule ended not with a peaceful transition, but with violence and chaos erupting in the heart of the Iranian capital. The city was plunged into confusion as sirens wailed and people scrambled for safety, unsure of what would come next. Khamenei's face and voice had dominated Iran since 1989, shaping not only its politics, but also its culture, society, and the very identity of the Islamic Republic. He was a symbol of continuity and resistance, both revered and feared. His sudden death left a gaping power vacuum and a nation in shock. Across Iran, millions struggled to process the news, some weeping openly in the streets, others gathering in hushed vigils, uncertain and afraid. Iranian state media confirmed the news, sending waves of uncertainty and anxiety across the globe. The world's eyes turned to Tehran, bracing for the unpredictable fallout. Khamenei was more than a leader, he was the regime's ultimate authority, the spiritual guide for millions, and the architect of Iran's modern identity. His influence reached deep into every aspect of Iranian life, from the pulpit to the parliament. In the aftermath, a temporary leadership council was hastily formed, but it did little to calm the nation's nerves. The uncertainty was palpable, as officials scrambled to project stability while the public demanded answers. The circumstances, a foreign strike, added humiliation to crisis. For many Iranians, the sense of national pride was deeply wounded, and the fear of further escalation loomed large. The question was not just who would lead, but how Iran would respond to this unprecedented attack. Would the nation unite in defiance, or fracture under the weight of uncertainty and grief? The process to select the next supreme leader began immediately, with the world watching anxiously. Every move was scrutinized, every rumor amplified, as global powers braced for the consequences. Iran now stood at a crossroads, its future more uncertain than ever before. The choices made in the coming days would shape not only the fate of a nation, but the destiny of an entire region. The immense responsibility of selecting Iran's next supreme leader rests with a unique institution, the Assembly of Experts. This body is not just another branch of government, it is the very heart of the Islamic Republic's religious and political authority, holding the power to shape the nation's destiny for generations. Composed of 88 senior Islamic jurists, the Assembly is a gathering of the country's most influential religious scholars, each with decades of experience in Islamic law and governance. While its members are technically elected by the public, every candidate must first be approved by the powerful Guardian Council, ensuring that only the most loyal and conservative voices are allowed to participate. This makes the Assembly a fortress of clerical authority, deeply intertwined with the state's most powerful institutions. The Assembly's deliberations are shrouded in secrecy. Behind closed doors, its members debate, negotiate, and weigh the future of the Republic, drawing on their mastery of both Islamic jurisprudence and the complex realities of Iranian politics. According to the Iranian constitution, the next supreme leader must possess not only impeccable religious credentials, but also sharp political insight and proven administrative skill, a rare combination that sparks intense debate among the jurists. The selection process is fraught with internal rivalries, ideological disagreements, and factional maneuvering. Each member brings their own vision for Iran's future, making consensus difficult and the stakes incredibly high. In 1989, the Assembly shocked many by choosing Ali Khamenei, a figure whose political acumen outweighed his religious rank. That decision set a precedent. Sometimes, survival and stability take precedence over tradition. Today, the Assembly faces its greatest test in decades. Internal divisions run deep, and the powerful Revolutionary Guard looms large, exerting pressure on the process as never before. The decision they make will not only determine the next supreme leader, but could also steer Iran toward a period of stability, or plunge it into deeper uncertainty and turmoil. The fate of the Islamic Republic and the hopes of millions now rest in the hands of these 88 men. As the world watches and waits, the Assembly's verdict will echo far beyond Iran's borders, shaping the region's future for years to come. In Tehran's corridors of power, one name dominates: Mojtaba Khamenei. As the late supreme leader's son, he's seen as the frontrunner. Groomed for years in the shadows, Mojtaba wields immense influence over Iran's security apparatus, despite never holding official office. He's closely tied to the IRGC and played a key role in suppressing dissent, notably during the 2009 Green Movement. Supporters tout his political savvy and loyalty to hardline policies. Critics see him as the face of hereditary rule and repression. His rapid rise and clerical grooming suggest a plan to continue the Khamenei dynasty. But his candidacy is deeply controversial, evoking memories of the monarchy Iranians once overthrew. His selection would signal a doubling down on the regime's hardline path. Mojtaba Khamenei is a shadowy figure, private, deeply religious, and politically ruthless. He built his power as his father's gatekeeper, controlling access and information at the heart of the regime. His strongest ties are with the IRGC, ensuring their loyalty and support. Despite lacking traditional religious credentials, his supporters have elevated his clerical status, promoting him as Ayatollah. Many senior clerics view this as political theater, not genuine scholarship. Mojtaba represents continuity for the hardline establishment, promising to preserve his father's system. Yet, he's also linked to the corruption and repression fueling public anger. For many Iranians, he embodies the regime's failures, not its future. His leadership would likely entrench the status quo. He is the ultimate insider in a nation yearning for change. Mojtaba may be the frontrunner, but the assembly will consider other clerics. Alireza Arafi, deputy chairman of the assembly, is respected for his administrative skills and establishment ties. Mohammad Mehdi Mirbagheri, a hardliner, represents the regime's most radical faction. His selection would mean even harsher repression. Hassan Khomeini, grandson of the republic's founder, is a reformist voice but has been sidelined by hardliners and barred from power. Lesser-known clerics like Hashem Hosseini Boushehri could emerge as compromise candidates if factions deadlock. The field reflects the regime's internal divisions between hardliners, pragmatists, and those seeking a pliable figurehead. Ultimately, all contenders are loyal to the Islamic Republic. The choice will reveal which vision for Iran's future prevails. The Assembly's decision is as much about power as principle. The stakes could not be higher. Choosing Iran's next supreme leader is fraught with peril, and the stakes have never been higher. The process is shrouded in secrecy, with powerful interests maneuvering behind closed doors. The supreme leader is not just a religious figure, but the ultimate authority over Iran's politics, military, and judiciary. His successor will shape the nation's future for decades to come. Khamenei's death by foreign strike has plunged the country into crisis, with external threats compounding internal divisions. The streets are tense and the government's grip on power feels more fragile than ever. The sense of uncertainty is palpable, as both ordinary citizens and the elite brace for what comes next. The regime is a web of competing factions: clerics in Qom, politicians in Tehran, and the powerful IRGC. Each group has its own vision for Iran's future, and none are willing to easily compromise. Their rivalries run deep, and the struggle for influence is fierce. Consensus is elusive. A divisive choice like Mojtaba could spark backlash within the elite. The fear of internal conflict looms large, as leaders weigh the risks of alienating key power centers. Every decision is fraught with the possibility of deepening rifts. Decades of repression and hardship have left the public deeply distrustful of the process. Many Iranians feel excluded from decisions that shape their lives, fueling anger and resentment. The legitimacy of the succession is questioned by a population that has endured years of economic struggle and political repression. Many Iranians see succession as a backroom deal, not a sacred duty. The lack of transparency only deepens suspicions, as rumors swirl about secret negotiations and hidden agendas. Whoever is chosen will face a skeptical, restless population from day one. The new leader must contend with a society that is younger, more connected, and less willing to accept the status quo. A hardliner would likely continue confrontation and repression. A compromise candidate might offer only modest change. But either path risks igniting further unrest. As demands for reform grow louder, the system is built to preserve the revolution, not reform it. Every institution is designed to maintain the status quo, making meaningful change difficult. The assembly must find a leader who can hold the regime together without igniting revolt. The challenge is immense, to maintain unity among the elite, project strength to adversaries, and somehow address the hopes of a restless nation. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, is Iran's true power broker. More than a military force, the IRGC controls vast economic and political networks. Its influence has grown under Khamenei, and its leaders now occupy key government posts. The IRGC's priority is a supreme leader who protects its autonomy and interests. Mojtaba Khamenei, with his close ties to the Guards, is their favored candidate. Reformists or moderates are unacceptable to the IRGC's hardline commanders. The Assembly of Experts cannot defy the Guards' wishes. Their veto is decisive. The next supreme leader may be less a spiritual guide, more a figurehead for military power. As the regime scrambles, Iran's opposition senses opportunity. Exiled figures like Reza Pahlavi call for a secular, democratic Iran, urging peaceful regime change. Maryam Rajavi and the MEK demand theocracy's end, presenting themselves as a government in exile. Activists and ordinary citizens unite in their desire for democracy and human rights. Social media amplifies their message, but the regime's security forces remain formidable. The opposition faces daunting obstacles: repression, division, and exile. Still, calls for a new dawn grow louder, even as the risks mount. The struggle for Iran's future is far from over. Iran stands at a crossroads, its future uncertain after Khamenei's death. The Assembly's choice will shape not just Iran, but the Middle East and beyond. A hardliner like Mojtaba would mean more confrontation, repression, and isolation. A consensus builder could open a narrow path to moderation, though real reform is unlikely. The world watches because Iran's direction affects global stability, energy markets, and regional conflicts. The succession is more than an internal affair. It's a global event. Whether Iran chooses confrontation or conciliation, the consequences will ripple far beyond its borders. The coming days will reveal if this is the start of a new era, or simply more of the same. The stakes have never been higher.